Hi everyone, welcome to Econ 2302. This is Principles of Microeconomics. My name is Dr. Bayan Furtarani. I'm the instructor of the course. I wanted to make this video to go over some of the important parts of our class, some of the policies that you need to know, and also show you how you can navigate on D12, which is our online platform at Lone Star College. Um, so I'm a full-time faculty here. Let me also introduce myself. I'm a full-time faculty here at Lone Star College Sci-Fair. I've been teaching here for almost 12 years, actually. August 26, it would be 12 years. Teaching is my passion. I teach both microeconomics and macroeconomics. I also teach both online and face-to-face. So welcome to this class. I hope that you all had a great holiday and winter break and you are ready to start this spring semester strong, okay? For those of you who never took an econ class, so let me just explain quickly the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics, but keep in mind that micro and macro are completely related. So in macroeconomics, we focus mainly on country's economy, nation's economy. So we do talk about topics like on anything that is really in our class, microeconomics, however, we look into the economy in more detail. We look into markets, businesses, individuals, even products. Okay. Um, that is a big difference between micro and macro. However, there are some common topics between micro and macro that we basically start both of our classes, both micro and macro, by going over those topics, and they're the foundation of economics. So it doesn't matter if you're taking micro or macro, you need to know what we mean by demand and supply, right? You need to know what we mean by opportunity cost, what we mean by market failure. So for those of you who took macroeconomics before, especially if you took it with us at Lone Star College Sci-Fair, you will find the first 5 chapters in this class exactly the same as your macro class, because those are common topics between macro and micro. And again, those are foundations of economics. Those are the concepts that we need to know. Doesn't matter if you're taking micro or macro. When we start our chapter 6, however, which is called elasticity, we'll be focused on micro topics, and we will continue focusing on those topics till the end of our class. Okay. So just be patient with me, especially if you took macro before. But for those of you who are brand new, never took an econ class, that would be great because that would be your very first time learning about demand and supply, or things like opportunity cost or production possibility scarce, things like that. So that was kind of the introduction to this class and what type of topics you can expect actually to learn in this class. So we are not going to talk about unemployment rate. We are not going to talk about inflation rate. Okay. Just FYI. So when you log into your D12, you should be able to see my welcome note, which is right here. I will try to send weekly emails as well as announcements here on D12. So please check your email regularly. Check D12 at least twice a week, I want to say, to be aware of all the deadlines, all the announcements here. The very first thing that I want you to do is to read the syllabus, and then when you are done, of course, let me know if you have any question, any concern. If you don't, I want you to go ahead and go to the content tab, find this form that I put right here for you, student memorandum form. And let me also go to my content tab. You are going to download it, or you can do it online. Then I want you to, let me first show you where you can find it. So when you go to the welcome under the content tab, you should be able to see my little welcome note again here. And then this is the online, or you can just print it out, as I mentioned, fill it out and scan it back, or and it says there's a problem here. I don't know what the problem is. Let me see if I can download it. And then you are going to sign it, and then I will show you where you can give it back to me. I don't want you to email anything. I created a Dropbox under the course activities tab. There you go. So you can download it here, fill it out, your student ID, sign. What does it mean when you are signing it? By signing this student memorandum, basically you are telling me that you are aware of all the policies in this class. You don't have any question yourself to finish this course successfully. Okay. Um, so this is the form, and this is where you can upload basically your signed student memorandum. Again, this is the very first thing that I want you to do, and this student memorandum form is due on January 26th. If you go to course activities, assignments, and I will mention Dropboxes throughout my video. This is where you can find all of them under course activities, assignment, and I'm going to show you other Dropboxes that I have. This is the Dropbox for student memorandum, but we do have other Dropboxes that I will explain more, but this is the route that you're going to take to find them. So we have Dropbox for term project topic. I will, of course, explain the project. I will offer extra credits for all the exams that we have. Again, the Dropboxes are here. And also we do have, I apologize, that was my cell phone. And sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. And then it would be week 8 assignment. Again, I will explain that, which is part of your project. But this is where you can find all the Dropboxes. Okay. Let me go back to the content tab. I will talk about, of course, projects, but before that, let me just show you, I created weekly modules. So for each week, if you go, let's say to week 1, you will see which chapter we are studying. I shared the lecture notes for that chapter, which is right here, as well as the videos that I found on YouTube or the videos that I recorded for you. So you can find everything here. I have a YouTube channel. So when you click on one of the videos like this one that I created, you can go basically to my YouTube channel. I will share also other videos in my weekly emails, which are longer videos. Those are the videos that I basically talk over the lecture notes that I shared with you here. Some students love those longer videos, some students don't, so it just depends on you. The videos that I have here, however, are short, they are about a specific topic. Let's say it's just about PPC, production possibilities care. Those other videos that I share with you, they are longer in my emails. They are longer. You don't really have to wait for my weekly email. Again, if you go to my YouTube channels, you can just search, let's say, um, chapter 4 micro, and then you can just find it in my channel. Okay, so easy peasy. So again, for each week, I tried to put the lecture notes, what we are studying, useful videos, handouts. We need a little bit of math in our class, is micro. In econ in general, we do have math, but it's not really scary. I know when we say math, we sometimes don't like it. We get scared. I try to break it down for you, and there are sometimes formulas that we use. But again, if that is the case, I tried actually to, let me show you one of them. I tried actually to record something to show you how you are able to solve that question if it requires math or formula. So this is our chapter 6. We do something that is called midpoint formula, where we calculate elasticity. So I tried actually to go step by step and show you how it works. So hopefully you find those videos helpful. We do have, since I'm here, we do have 3 exams. I will talk more about these connects that I put here when I talk about the textbook, but we do have 3 exams, 2 midterm exam, and then 1 final. Final is cumulative. You have few days to take each test on this Connect Plus, which is our publisher software. If you are taking accounting or business, you might be familiar with Connect Plus because many of my colleagues use Connect Plus, but it's very similar to Pearson Lab. Again, if you're taking chemistry, I know my colleagues, they use Chemistry Lab. So they are all very, very similar, very user-friendly. Um, 2 important things about exams: they are proctored, they are timed, and you need a webcam. 3 things actually. So when I say proctored, I know that some students actually they get very uncomfortable, but remember, this is an online platform. I don't want to accuse anybody for cheating, but to have more ethical exams, we started using proctoring for our online classes, actually starting COVID. Um, so you need a webcam. Nobody's watching you while you are taking the test. I can promise you that. But yes, the test will be recorded, so I can watch it after you are done with the test. I always share this with my students because I want to be just straightforward with you. Um, so sometimes I get red flags while you are taking the test. And when would that happen? When there are lots of activities, lots of sounds around you, lots of noises, or when your face is not visible, the webcam is completely dark, because I know that sometimes we cover our webcams. I do. But when you are taking the test, just remember to remove any covering. The lighting should be good. I should see your face. For each test, you can have 1 to 2 pages of notes. They should be handwritten. No, I do not accept if you show me your tablet, let's say, or your iPad. They should be written. You have to show them to the camera if you want to use them before you start the test. Other than that, just be relaxed, chill out, and just take the test that like nobody's watching you. It is timed, the tests, all the tests, they are timed, so pay attention to time, and then you should be fine. One kind of suggestion that I have, do not wait till the last minute, especially to avoid any technical issues. Um, because if all the exams are due at midnight, so don't wait till 11:30 to take it, because I might be sleeping, I might not be able to help you. For any technical issue, however, it's the best that you contact Connect directly. They have amazing support system. You can chat with them, you can call them. um, but again, if there's anything time sensitive, they might not be able to resolve the problem. Okay. um that's pretty much it about each test. Okay. So talking about tests, let me go and show you where you can find everything. So if you go to McGraw-Hill folder again under the content tab, McGraw-Hill is the name of the publisher of our textbook. Our textbook is called Microeconomics by McConnell. And McGraw-Hill is the name of the publisher. So our publisher has this software that I already mentioned, Connect Plus. And remember, starting last semester in fall 25, we have this thing in Lone Star, which is called the Star Bundle, where basically you are paying for the textbook through your tuition. So you are not paying separately for the textbook unless you opted out for the textbook. So there shouldn't be any problem for 99% of you guys. I only had one student last semester in fall who opted out, because it's just more reasonable financially to have this start bundle, especially if you are taking multiple classes. Anyways, the best way to get this Connect Plus that I'm talking about, where you can find electronic textbook, as I mentioned here, assignments, exams, everything here, would be to click on one of these homework here. Before I click on anything, let me tell you, this one here is called a Smart Book. It says Chapter 1 Limits, Alternatives, and Choices. And it is due on May 15th, as you can see, both of them here for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. These are the smart books that I mentioned here. They are not graded. They don't have any grade. They're optional, but I highly, highly recommend you guys to read them. But again, they are not graded. So I mentioned it here. I stated it on my syllabus, but again, I get emails, especially throughout the semester or at the end of the semester, that, oh, are they graded? I did them, but I don't see my grade, because they are optional. Okay. But why they're important for you to do them? Because they are directly from the textbook. So this is the best way that you can read the textbook or force yourself to read the textbook. They are short readings. They're very interactive. Let me show you one of them. Of course, mine is a little bit different than yours. If this is your very first time clicking on any of these links, for me, it says launch assignment. It will ask you to just create an account, which is your assignment. They just continue something like that. So it's really, really easy. So they're very interactive. You can ask it to read out loud. You can highlight. You can take notes. So I highly recommend you guys to do these assignments before you do the graded assignments. Okay, so this is for chapter 1, scarcity and choices. Okay, the ones that I care about in terms of grade are called homework. And let me explain how they work. They're multiple choice, true, false. So I opened the first round of homework for our exam 1 on day 1. So as you can see, they're open on January 19th, and then they are due on February 23rd. February 23rd is the last day that you are able to take exam number 1. So you need homework 1 through homework 4 for our exam 1. Okay, so they are open from day 1 till the last day that you can take exam 1. And then when we are done with exam 1, I will open up the second round of our assignments, homework 5 through homework 8. So they are open on February 23rd, and then they are due on May 11th. May 11th is the last day that you can take the final. Why do I give you extension? Because we also have exam 2, which is over new chapters. The reason for that is the final exam, however, is comprehensive, but the focus will be on chapters that we cover after exam 1, okay? Because those are micro topics or micro chapters, okay? And I want you to have more time to work on those assignments. However, you are done with homework 1 through 4 by February 23rd, but remember they go on a study mode. So when you are getting ready for the final, you can go back and review them. But of course, you are not getting any grade. Okay. So no excuse for missing a homework because you have so much time to do them. If you miss the homework, any homework, you will get 0 and I will not open it up. So please don't ask me, oh, I missed the test because of these reasons. Can you open it? My answer would be, oh, I'm sorry. And I'll be very nice to you. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't. Okay. Because they go on a study mode after their deadline. It allows other students to review them who finish them. Okay. You can still do them if you miss them, but you are not going to get any grade. Okay. I will, however, drop the lowest homework grade at the end of the semester. That's all I can do in terms of homework. So I'm giving you a lot of time. So plan accordingly. Don't miss any homework. They're easy because you have access to the book and notes. So you can get really, really good grades. Just don't miss them. Okay. And if you scroll down, you can see all the assignment. Load more. Remember, there's always this button, load more. So these are exam 1, 2, and final. Okay, let me bring this one up actually here. There you go, more organized. Okay, that's about homework, final, everything else. Okay. Let me, while we're here, talk about term project, and we will talk about discussions, and then we are done. So there, you have a term project. This is how the term project work. You are going to choose a microeconomic topic. I need to approve your topics, and you have a deadline for a topic. I show you the Dropbox, right? So for the topics, you are just going in a Word file. You are going to write your name, course information, and then your topic. And it is due on February 16th. Okay. How can I find my topic? That's a big question, right? So your topic is micro. I would definitely recommend you guys to look at chapter 6 through end of our textbook because those are all micro topics. So again, in micro, as I mentioned at the beginning of my video, we are focused on businesses, firms, market, things like that, right? So you can focus on, let's say, a specific company if you want to. Okay, let's say Costco. And then you can do some research about Costco, but you should have a research question about Costco, okay? Because Costco itself is not a topic. Don't write Costco in your topic when you are giving me your Word 5, because what is it about Costco that you want to do? I'm going to deduct point if you're not specific. For instance, that could be a research question that you will give me on February 16th. Why Costco is, let's say, generating more profit than Sam's Club, which is kind of like a competitive firm. Okay, because it kind of operates like Costco. I'm just giving you a suggestion. I don't want you to do Costco, okay? Or you can focus on a specific market, let's say housing market. Why the housing market struggled during, or sorry, it didn't struggle, bloomed during COVID time. Okay. So for that, you can have other questions about housing market. Okay. And then you are going to gather some data. You are going to study the housing market in Houston. You can compare the housing market in Houston with Austin housing market. That will be also interesting. Again, I'm just throwing ideas at you. Okay. So you need to have a specific research question when you are giving me your topic basically. And by topic, I mean research question, okay, on 16th of February. When I approve your topic, then you are going to start your research about your topic. You are going to look at some data, let's say for the housing market. You will look into some data for cost and production and profit for Costco over time. If you want to compare it with Sam's Club, you should do the same thing for Sam's Club. And then you're conducting basically your research. For eight for week 8 of our class, you are going to give me some part of your research. You are going to give me some introduction and background on your topic. You are going to tell me what is your methodology to provide answer to your research question that you gave me on February 16th. Okay. Remember, your topic has 10 points out of 100, and then week 8 assignment has 30 point out of 100. Okay. I will explain, of course, more about week 8 as we get closer. And then you are going to also give me some of your sources because we all use um, college kind of level citations. You are going to give me peer-reviewed papers that you are reading. I do not accept YouTube, Investopedia, things like that as your sources. And if you scroll down, and I'm still working at this part, you are going to give me, let me open this up. You are going to give me peer-reviewed papers as your resources. You can access our library. We have amazing, amazing database for our economics classes. And I tried actually to explain um, how you should basically write your conduct your research and what I'm expecting from you. Okay. And this is for also week 8. And I put the rubric here for you that how I'm going to grade the project and then how I'm going to um, grade your presentations because I am trying something new this year. In the past and even last semester, I asked my students to submit their research in terms of a term paper. But this semester, I'm asking you to present your results for your project in terms of a PowerPoint. And the PowerPoint itself has 10 points. And again, there's a Dropbox I showed you. You're going to upload your PowerPoint in the Dropbox for term project. And also, you are going to record yourself, record your presentation, and then you are going to send me the video in the very same Dropbox. Okay, I should see your face along with the PowerPoint that you are presenting. And then you are going to record yourself. And again, in the little handout that I showed you, which is also here and also here, I am giving you guidelines how you can, let me go back again, how you can record yourself and how, and what I'm basically looking for in your presentation. I know you are thinking about, you have 10 to 15 minutes, okay? 10 is minimal, 15 is max for your presentations. Um, you are going to have an introduction. You are going to have some background in your presentation. You are giving me this background, by the way, and also the third part, which is the methodology in week 8. So you have half of basically your project by week 8, okay? And then you are going to present your findings, the results of your project or the answers to your research question that you gave me at the beginning of the semester in February. You are going to explain if you had any limitation, any problems conducting your research, and then at the end you have a conclusion and then your citation. Okay. For citation, at least 5 scientific sources. Again, I do not accept YouTube, Investopedia, dictionary. It's okay if you use news, but I am going to validate those news because there's lots and lots of wrong information out there. Some news are very biased. Some reporters, they add their own opinion. If you are using data, I definitely want you to use the databases that I cited here for you. CIA Factbook, Bureau of Labor Statistics website, World Bank, and also this is Federal Reserve at St. Louis. They have amazing databases. I do not accept any other sources, especially if you're working with data. Again, because there are lots and lots of wrong information out there. Even news outlets, they use wrong information. So these are the only sources that I accept. Okay. For your recording, you can use, I'm recording this video on Zoom. You can do that if you want. You can use Google Meet, you can use Canva. So it's really up to you. But just make sure that you are not putting any password on the video. It doesn't require any specific permission from you when I want to watch it. So if I do that, I really don't have time at the end of the semester to contact every individual and say, oh, I need your permission to watch it, or can you remove the password? So please make sure that the video is easy for me to click and just watch. Otherwise, you are going again to lose point. You can submit your videos in the MP4. You can use YouTube. When I'm done recording my Zoom video, I upload it in my YouTube. So you can do that. You can send it through the Google Drive. So it's really up to you. Okay. I hope that presentation would be easier and more fun for you to work with, instead of writing a term paper. Of course, I'm still applying some sort of writing for you when you are giving me your week 8 assignment. You are still doing some sort of writing, but at the end, you're just recording yourself and you are presenting your project. Okay, hopefully that will be fun. Again, this is my first time trying it out. So I would like to hear from you and give me your opinions about it. Again, hopefully it would be easier for everybody. That's pretty much it about term projects. Let me know if you have any question. I'm also recording another video that I will send it the second or third day of our class, specifically about projects. So I explain also more on my other video that I will post later. Okay. Last thing, we also have not weekly, we have few discussions, 6 discussions in total for our class. If you go to collaboration tab and click on discussion, you should be able to see the discussion. The very first discussion is just introduction for you, asking you to basically introduce yourself. It's kind of like an ice-breaking assignment. And then there's no word limit for the first discussion because we do have word limit for other discussions. So you are just introducing yourself, answering these questions, and then I want you guys to read each other's post and just say a quick hello to each other. Remember, this is an online class, so it's hard kinda to meet, right? And to interact with each other. But I think that discussion board is a great environment that allows everybody to interact, and see that we are not just, faceless people that work in this environment. The very first assignment is due on January 26th, so you only have 1 week kind of to respond to this discussion. But I tried to open all the other discussions we have on day 1. As you can see, they're all open throughout the semester, but they do have different deadlines. So even if you decide to work on all the discussions on day 1, which I had students who did it in the past, just remember one thing. First of all, I want you to Pay attention to the word limit we have, except again for discussion one, we do have a word limit. So the discussions have two parts. The first part is for you to come here and provide answer to the questions that I raised here. Your answers should not be less than 200 words without citation. Again, cite your sources because I know that we all use internet, we use textbooks, so you need to have a citation. Otherwise, you are going to lose points. So 50 points would go to your answers, okay? And then as soon as, of course, you post your answer, you should be able to see your classmates' answers to the discussion questions. Another 50 point of your discussion would go to your feedbacks for your friends. So I want you, even if you're completing everything on day one, to go back to the discussion board and not to lose the other 50 points of your discussion. You need to leave at least 2 feedback for your classmates, okay? Read their responses and provide some helpful feedback for your friends. Don't just say, oh, I love your answer. Oh, I agree with you. Why you love your friend's answer. But it's okay to disagree with your friend's responses. Okay. So 50 points for your answer. It should not be less than 200 words. And then 2 feedbacks, at least 2 feedback for your friends. Your feedback for your friends should not be less than 100 words each. Otherwise, you're going to lose points. Discussions are really, really easy to ace. Just don't miss a deadline. I will not open it after the deadline if you miss a discussion. And also just follow the guidelines that I just told you, okay? So we have 6 in total. That's it. And I think, let me go back to my announcement. I don't want to miss anything. I also put important deadlines for you in my very first announcement, so you kind of know what's going on. And also remember, we have a calendar here. It's also good to check the calendar, but I try to remind all the deadlines with my weekly emails and also with my announcements that I post here. So please check your D12 regularly. It is your responsibility to be aware of all the deadlines, all the announcements, and all the news that I share with you. Again, welcome to this online class. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, communication is the key. The best way to reach out to me is with email. However, I teach also face-to-face classes, but not all the time. I'm in my office, so probably calling my office is not the best way to communicate with me. Allow me 24 to 48 hours to get back to your emails. I'm pretty fast with my emails, except if it's spring break or weekend or a specific holiday. But other than that, I'm quite fast responding in my emails to my emails. Again, if there is any issue, problem that you have, let me know. I'm here to help you, and I hope that we can work together smoothly, easily, and you can complete this class with amazing grades. Okay. Take care and have a great spring semester.